This is a tough one. Why is Donald Trump refusing to release the Epstein files and telling everyone to shut up and move on? Well, okay. Let me offer one possible theory. Perhaps you've heard of Occam's razor. It's the idea that the most simple explanation is probably the correct one. In the case of Trump and the Epstein files, let's call our theory Occam's giant f***ing machete. By now, you've probably heard that Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and Epstein's partner, Ghislaine Maxwell, used to be friends. But it's worth understanding how close this friendship was.
Trump says he's known Epstein since the late 80s, and pictures from the 90s show the president with Maxwell, who became Epstein's girlfriend.
They were neighbors in Palm Beach. At one point, Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago.
It's party time at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, and among the guests, Jeffrey Epstein. Trump and Epstein can be seen ogling the cheerleaders. Trump points one of them out and says, "She's hot." Then he says something in Epstein's ear that has the financier doubled up in laughter.
Now. Okay, now. Hey. What did Trump say? It's impossible to know. And Donald Trump and Epstein didn't just party together. They were neighbors. Epstein said he was Trump's closest friend for 10 years. In fact, Epstein's infamous little black book included 14 different numbers for Trump and his representatives. I mean, he had 14 separate ways to contact Donald Trump. I mean, when I drop my kid off at camp, I give 2 emergency contact numbers. And one of them is fake because I don't need the hassle, all right? And these guys didn't just party together. Epstein was a part of some major milestones in Trump's life.
Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania to Donald Trump.
Trump was a frequent...
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining me here for Conversations with Taz. Whew. Child. The tea is piping hot, and we're going to build up to it. We are going to get there to the expose from the Wall Street Journal tonight. But let's paint a full picture. First of all, we know Laura Loomer has already turned tail due to the whole Epstein debacle and how Trump and Pam Bondi are handling this. But there's one person who's decided to turn on Trump that I think people are missing. Take a look. I'll see you in 2 and 2.
Anti-transgender activist Riley Gaines turns against Donald Trump over refusal to release Epstein dossier. Riley Gaines has sensationally turned against Donald Trump over his refusal to release Jeffrey Epstein's dossier after accusing the president of hypocrisy. Despite supporting him heavily during last year's election, notably due to his vow to keep transgender athletes out of women's sports, Gaines has now taken aim at Trump for his U-turn on the issue. The conservative activist wrote on X, "Was he stupid and foolish for campaigning to release the records? Were Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Alina Habba all stupid and foolish for peddling this for the past 6 months? Why is he doing this?" The story returned to the news last week after the Trump administration reversed course on an earlier pledge to release documents it had proposed would reveal major revelations about Epstein and his alleged clientele. That reversal angered some of Trump's most loyal followers.
Now, I know you're probably thinking, Taz, what do you mean the hypocrisy? Riley Gaines is complaining about Trump essentially doing the same thing she did. I'm not talking about the whole pedophilia thing. I'm talking about making promises about something, making something talking points, but not really wanting the truth or the facts to come out. What am I talking about? Riley Gaines' whole existence is being a glorified loser. Anytime somebody wants to bring up the stats regarding the single match that she's talking about, she distracts from it. She never posts the stats from that day. She never posts the truth from it. I would have thought she would have clung on to him even tighter. It's funny that she draws the line here, but she doesn't draw the line at her former coach, who's also a pedophile. But leading up to tonight, it's funny because I had already had this pulled. Trump seemingly spilled the beans on himself already. Take a look.
Guys, you'll never guess who just showed up at the Unfuck America Tour event.
What's up, everybody?
It is the older motherfucking millennial.
We'll see how this goes.
The event is absolutely packed. We're getting debates.
The president just incriminated himself in this clip. Listen very, very, very closely. Watch.
Imagine if they were run by Chris Wray and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration, right? They've been running these files, and so much of the things that we found were fake with me. But
I'm going to play it just a little bit slower, and you just listen to what he said at the end.
Imagine if they were run by Chris Wray and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration, right? They've been running these files, and so much of the things that we found were fake with me. But imagine if they...
Again, so we get this crystal clear. I'm going to run it a little bit slower. Listen.
They were run by Chris Wray and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration, right? They've been running these files, and so much of the things that we found were fake with me. But
he said that so much of the things that they found that were fake with me, he just incriminated himself. He's on the log. Watch it again. Tell me I'm wrong.
If you give somebody enough time to talk, they're going to tell the truth on themselves. And Trump is so ego-driven, and he truly believes that he can and continuously outsmarts everybody. And he truly does believe that he has developed a cult that he thinks that he can say any and everything, and it's just gonna fly. He truly believes that. But getting into the nitty-gritty of this. The Wall Street Journal article, I did post it in its entirety, but we're going to go over it here today. Right now. It was Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, and Ghislaine Maxwell was preparing a special gift to mark the occasion. She turned to Epstein's family and friends. One of them was Donald Trump. Maxwell collected letters from Trump and dozens of Epstein's other associates for a 2003 birthday album, according to documents reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. Pages from the leather-bound album, assembled before Epstein was first arrested in 2006, are among the documents examined by the Justice Department officials who investigated Epstein and Maxwell years later, according to people who have reviewed the pages. Excuse me. It's unclear if any of the pages are part of the Trump administration's recent reviews. The president's past relationship with Epstein is at a sensitive moment. The Justice Department documents, the so-called Epstein files, and who or what is in them are the center of a storm consuming the Trump administration. On Wednesday, after angry comments about how the files are a hoax created by Democrats, President Trump lashed out at his own supporters for refusing to let the matter go. And here's the thing. The amount of people on social media still trying to twist and contort themselves to defend Trump and going, yeah, it was the Democrats. Please explain to me. Y'all went from saying that these files were riddled with Democrats to now you're saying that the Democrats took the time out of their day to sit and write all of this stuff out. To incriminate Trump. Because if that was the case, why did they let it sit dormant? If this was the hoax that he says it is, and the Democrats just wrote stuff just to make him look bad. Why didn't they release it? If everybody had a vendetta against him, why wasn't it released? Let's continue. The letter bearing Trump's name, which was reviewed by the journal, is bawdy. Like others in the album, it contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn. Excuse me, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker. A pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breast, and the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair. The letter concludes, "Happy birthday. May every day be another wonderful secret." That's weird. I've never written anything like that to a friend, but hey, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because I joke with different people in my life like, oh, if our text messages get released, our messages get released, people will come up with all sorts of stuff because I do realize friends and family can develop their own little language and something can seem very nefarious. Not defending any of this, but I do remember a time as a teenager, a good friend of mine and I developed like a little coded message based on the Stepfather movie series. And we used to write letters back and forth to each other. And I can't remember if my mom or her mom intercepted one of the letters, being nosy, opening stuff, and thought that we were talking about her stepfather. We weren't. It was the name of the character who was the stepfather in the movie, shared the name of somebody, and it was just a cutesy code. But this, a little weird given everything surrounding the both of them. In an interview with the Journal on Tuesday evening, Trump denied writing the letter or drawing the picture. "This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story," he said. He told the Journal he was preparing to file a lawsuit if it published an article. "I'm going to sue the Wall Street Journal, just like I sued everyone else," he said. Justice Department officials didn't respond to requests for comment or address questions about whether the Trump page or other pages of the birthday album were part of the agency's recent document review. The FBI declined to comment. And once again, this is where Trump and his administration are falling short. They are making a huge deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but it's like if you stay cool, calm, and collected, this could have been avoided and he wouldn't be having the backlash that he's having. Give a comment of, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's not me," or "that was taken out of context, blah, blah, blah." But no, they don't know how to do that. Now, part of Trump's denial of this is that he's saying that he has never drawn a picture such as that. Never, ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever. But hold on. I thought I had sent the picture over. I guess I didn't. But we will here in just a fecky sec. There we go. We'll get that up here. Oops. Oh, I just had a brain fart that quickly. Hold on. I don't know why the picture just does not want to share. We'll do it this way. There we go. Always. Always some type of technical difficulty. I promise you. Well, I don't know why it does not want to display the picture. We'll come back to it in a little bit. That's super weird. This new upload is killing me. But as I was saying, Trump is claiming that he never had anything like that. He never did anything like that. He doesn't draw pictures such as that. Okay. Sure, bub. Sure. Sure you didn't. But I do recall previously, I don't know if I can't remember if it was charity or something like that, but he had auctioned off some pictures just as what they're describing in the article. It doesn't appear that they physically have the album with them. They may have just been able, to look at it then. Yeah, I think there we go. There we go. As you can see, he has been very well noted for his drawings where he strategically puts his heart monitor of a signature up. There we go. Woo, got through the technical difficulties. So let's see. The album had poems, photos, and greetings from business people, academics, Epstein's former girlfriends, and childhood former girlfriend. Okay. According to the documents reviewed by the journal and people familiar with them, among those who submitted letters were billionaire Leslie Wexler and attorney Alan Dershowitz. Now, if y'all remember, if you follow me for Taz Tells All, the midday news show, I said be weary of Dershowitz. Keep saying, "Oh, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it," but he's always talking about it, and nobody's ever asking him. He's making it known. He pops on to every podcast, every show that he can to kind of sort of talk about the Epstein case. And it's like, Dershowitz, what did you put in there? Because I got a many of clients I ain't never signed no personalized book for. Epstein was Wexler's money manager at the time. The longtime leader of Victoria's Secret wrote a short message that said, I wanted to get you what you want, so here it is. After the text was a line drawing of what appeared to be a woman's breast. Looks like the list that everybody's looking for is this memorial book. Well, this happy birthday book. Told y'all, don't look in the Epstein files. Start asking about the Maxwell files. It isn't clear how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside the outline of the naked woman was a typewritten note styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in third person. Well, now we see where the sycophant that is Nick Adams gets his fan fiction style of homage to Trump from. So it says, voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything, the note began. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey. As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Trump. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Trump is so creepy. Why is he always writing love letters to men? Let's not forget the love letters that he wrote to Kim Jong-un. Let us not forget the love letters he wrote to Kim Jong-un. But what is this about secrets and enigmas and we have certain things in common? Like, are you Whitney and Bobby? We got something in common. Like, what the fuck? And as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Like, what? 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 And now Trump is up in arms. I'm going to sue. First of all, now I'm proud of Trump for following through with some lawsuits here recently. He seems to be able to turn a profit by suing because right now a lot of media companies are some bitches. But Trump has been threatening to sue since he started his adult career. He's always threatening to sue someone because to him, litigation is scary and it's intimidating. Boy, nobody give a fuck about that. Fuck you. Not to mention, Trump 9.99999 times out of 10, Trump, you're guilty. And it's like you're the president of the United States. You've tried to bully your way through everything, forgetting that this isn't North Korea. This is not Russia. You are not scary. Who's intimidated by this? Who's intimidated by this? Like Trump comes from a long line of family members that pay thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time for plastic surgery to still be ugly as fuck. Okay, well, you got to have plastic surgery to give yourself a chin. Have several seats. Okay? Okay. We're not doing this. It's weird. It's beyond weird. But Trump did, I guess, technically give a response, according to Newsweek. And they say that President Donald Trump threatened to sue the Wall Street Journal over a story it published Thursday, saying he sent a letter to the disgraced financier and sex offender Jeffrey Epstein on Epstein's 50th birthday. The letter bearing Trump's name, reviewed by the Journal, is dated 2003, and it's said to feature several lines of typewritten text surrounded by the outline of a naked woman sketched in marker. The illustration also includes two small arcs representing breasts with Trump's signature written below the waist and resembling pubic hair, the report says. The letter reportedly concludes, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." The president told the Journal in a Tuesday interview, "This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story. I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words." You also said you didn't know who E. Jean Carroll was. You also tried to act like you didn't put your hands on Stormy Daniels. You also said that Biden gave Jeffrey Powell his position. You also said that the current trade agreement deal with Mexico and Canada was horrible, but you touted it as great when you negotiated and signed it. So, nobody believes you. And once again, Exhibit A. He also said he would file a lawsuit against the newspaper, which is owned by conservative media mogul Rupert Murdoch, if it published the story. Rupert doesn't care, okay? Rupert was supposed to retire, and he's been beefing back and forth in court with his children as to how things are supposed to run. But I guess it's a little poetic justice that the anti-immigrant anchor baby wants to now sue the Australian American immigrant. And just to let you all know, coming from Capitol Hill, they have sent a letter to Fox News asking for information regarding edits that they consistently make to Trump and his rhetoric, because there is, I guess, unedited footage of Trump saying that no, he never intended to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. That's number one. Number two, Emil Bovee, come to find out, was also involved in this case. And from the scuttlebutt coming off of Capitol Hill, he was legally questionable while working on the Epstein trial. And given that the DOJ decided to, without cause, whether it was cause or not, relinquish Maureen Comey of her position, she is now legally free to talk about this case. She's legally free to talk about all her work at the DOJ, within certain parameters. So if they wanted to silence her and keep everything a secret, they should have kept her employed. And let me remind you all, just like I said earlier, her father notoriously leaked memos between himself and Trump here during the first Trump administration, demonstrating Trump's ineptitude, amongst other things. So not the best moves all the way around when it comes to this current administration. But the Wall Street Journal, yeah. So he said, I'm going to sue the Wall Street Journal just like I sued everybody else. Yeah, nobody cares. Now, Newsweek did reach out to the White House via email on Thursday evening for comment, and no such comment has come as of yet. Hold on. Sorry, there was a... Okay. Give me just a second. Looks like there is some breaking news. Okay, minutes ago, Trump says he's ordering AG Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony. Now, if you were with me earlier for the news show, Trump stated that he had told Pam Bondi that she could release any credible information, but once again, he didn't quantify it. And now he's saying, I guess to combat this Wall Street Journal investigation expose, to put the information out. But here is the thing. Here's the thing. And this is why I keep telling people, everybody is focused on the Epstein files and not worried about the Maxwell files. Ghislaine Maxwell was the one to put this book together. How much you want to bet this book came from the files surrounding her case and what she did? A little further context on Ghislaine Maxwell's current legal petitions and her family speaking out because Jeffrey Epstein had a co-conspirator clause. Yeah, that co-conspirator clause, he did not. Now, I was joking earlier when I said he didn't fulfill the requirements because he died. He didn't fulfill the requirements because he was arrested again. That clause came, if you remember in the first Trump administration, people were being hauled into court and one person was like, yeah, I was involved in that. Yeah, we worked this out. He ended up he was arrested. He continued doing what he was doing. He continued doing what he was doing. But once again, everybody is so focused on Epstein. Y'all keep forgetting the monster that is Ghislaine Maxwell. And Trump now, this confirms my suspicion. Trump going, yeah, Bondi, I know I told you to keep it under wraps. Put it out. Put all the stuff out, because I bet you this book isn't in the Epstein files. It's in the Maxwell file. So when he releases it, his base is going to be, I know we were already sick of them, but we're really about to be doubly, triply sick of them, because they're going to be like, oh, I knew Trump was innocent. Sorry I ever doubted you. Papa pouty face POTUS. Because they're going to be like, see, we didn't have this. They made it up. They pulled it out of thin air. because people are focused on the Epstein files, forgetting that there's Maxwell files. But once again, when they try to tell you that he didn't write this letter and that he doesn't draw, and when he continues to say, I don't draw letters like that, that's not my language. Let me remind you of Exhibit A. Let me remind you of Exhibit A. Like I said, previously he did I think it was 5 or 6 of these little sketches, as they're calling it, and he auctioned them off. So when he says he doesn't do things like that, where he strategically puts his signature on things to look like grass, to look like pubic hair, like he did in this letter that was bonded into Epstein's 50th birthday memory book, Exhibit A. Exhibit A. And also coming in, the Republicans have advanced the Milbovi Trump post. He has asked AG Bondi to release pertinent grand jury testimony regarding Epstein. Hold on. And we'll take a peeky peek over. Let's see. What's in real time going over to Truth Social? Okay, posted a picture of himself stacking up the wins. Most secure border in history. Boy, if you don't cut the bullshit. Here we go. 25 minutes ago. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam perpetuated by the Democrats should end right now. Y'all do realize that everyone involved in this case, investigating it, turning over evidence, they're all Republican. Once again, every time Trump gets into legal trouble, every time there's a scandal, it's all from Republicans. It's all from conservatives. That's who has the evidence. That's who's willing to testify. That's who's looking into it. It's Republicans. It's Republicans. All right. But I love how he put that caveat in there of grand jury testimony, not the files, not that motherfucker's guilty. That motherfucker's guilty. That motherfucker's guilty. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Oh, okay. I'm not sure if there's an exchange of power list. I'm not sure about that. I would think that there would be, but I'm not quite sure. The way this is playing out, I'm questioning. But yeah, the Republicans had advanced Emil Bove's judicial nomination. This is going to be a shit show. I will delve into that more in the morning when we get together for a Taz Tales All in the morning. But the people are asking for files. Now, we know that the files would have to be heavily redacted, names, addresses, et cetera, because you want to protect the victims and you also want to protect witnesses who are willing to cooperate. And we know how volatile people are. But just the grand jury testimony, that's not going to prove the Wall Street Journal article is being wrong. And Trump's not going to sue. And before somebody goes, well, yes, he is. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Do y'all understand discovery? Do y'all understand? In order for Trump to prove I didn't do that, he would then have to release every bit to the court, the Epstein files, and we're going to get, we would get it regardless, because that wouldn't be in federal court. That wouldn't be in federal court. It wouldn't be in federal court. it would be a great workaround. Like, he is not making good moves with this whatsoever. Not even a little bit. But this is what happens when you're in a freaking when you're in a freaking panic. But this is his own doing. And you know what? Nobody would have truly asked him about the Epstein files because of everything else he was tossing out on the campaign trail if he would not have aligned himself with Kash Patel and Bongino, because they made their careers on podcasts about the Epstein case. So when they joined the campaign trail and all this other stuff, because they're like, yeah, I need Trump to get in there so I can get this job and I can do this and I can help bring it. Of course, the questions were going to roll in. And then because he does not spend proper time with his children, he does not discuss strategy with them. And no, this is not me speculating. From the court case last year in Manhattan, and they were talking about the dynamics of the business and the relationship between Trump and his sons. He will talk to the people on his campaign. He's very hands-on with the messaging and how he presents things when it comes to the campaign. The man loves to campaign. He's detailed and very hands-on with that, but he does not talk to the rest of his family so they're on one accord. He does not talk to certain people so they're on one accord. That's why there's so much different messaging going on. And you can even see it with the administration right now, where Caroline Leavitt, bless her heart, will say one thing because she thinks that's the story of the day. Then Trump will say something different. Then Noam will say something different. Then Hegseth will say something and fuck it all up. But you know, Whiskey Leaks is going to Whiskey Leak. So then you had Donnie Jr. out there going, well, how is it fair that my dad has 34 convictions, but nobody on the Epstein list has a conviction? That's not true. First of all, there's not a specific list, but your daddy did get convicted, just not for his association with Epstein. See, he didn't tell people not to say certain stuff. Because if you notice this time around, he didn't say shit about the border wall too much. He just said we're going to secure the border. And his way of securing the border is racial profiling. Hello. And those joining over on Substack, how's it looking over there? But yeah, he did this to himself, trying to be so boisterous. The only time Trump truly stuck to a script and it worked out in his favor is when he was invited to that one evangelical organization. They literally gave him a script. He kept to it. And they were like, boom, bang, we got you with some money. But in return, we get to say so in certain legislation. He was like, I don't care. I don't care. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you, Edo. Thank you, Edo. So yeah, it's an idiot is going to idiot. But hey, I thought we were going to take him down and get him out of the presidency because his ridiculous big beautiful bill and all of his executive orders that he keeps pushing through would have made him ineligible to be a current sitting president, and more than half of his sycophants as well wouldn't be able to have the positions that they have right now because they would have to technically be deported. But this is far more entertaining. This is by far more entertaining. It really is. Oh yeah, I was not expecting that. But since your girl is a little tired, and I did play this out of order, before we head out tonight, I do have to address the humongous elephant in the room, and that is TikTok grifting will continue to TikTok grift, and the Unfuck America tour will continue to keep fucking each other and fucking over conservatives and people who think that they're leftists and or liberals. What am I talking about? Oh, wait, don't worry. I'm going to tell you. Pay close attention. I'll see you on 2 and 2. Watch. What? Did it not play? Oh, it didn't play. We're just having all sorts of technical difficulties today, huh? Let's do it this way. There we go.
Guests who just showed up at the Unfuck America Tour event.
What's up, everybody?
It is the older motherfucking millennial.
We'll see how this goes.
The event is absolutely packed. We're getting debates started right now. We got Destiny going to be debating. A debate going on right now. A lot of Republicans, a lot of liberals in the same room together. We're going to see how this goes.
Sorry guys, I'm losing my voice after last night, but we were really hoping that the OM and some of these larger fucking like conservative content creators would actually like debate Destiny or do anything like that. No, they just showed up to make fun of our sign. So older millennial came and he made fun of our sign, but like the event was packed. There was so many people there. We were really excited that the conservatives were showing up because this would have been an awesome opportunity to get them debunked in real time. There was a lot of debates regardless. We had an open debate and we also had a couple of planned debates, but some of the larger TikTok content creators who are Republicans, you guys should have debated. It would have been really cool to see some of that shit debunked.
I'm always amazed when people take a video of something and then act like our eyes don't work. I know a chick wear glasses, but I can still fucking see. Number one. Number two. In the year of our Lord, 2025, why do we need to meet up face to face to be able to debate in real time? And did you think people who lie for a living, like yourself, Mercedes, would be in a place that they were not going to be paid, where they didn't have their fan base to cheer them on as they obviously lied? And I thought y'all were supposed to be chasing Charlie Kirk to stick it to him. These debates don't need to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. If you want to sit down and discuss differences of opinions, cool. Set it up where you can. Stop letting people that you siphon from your echo chamber surround you and sit there where they can decide if the conversation continues or the debate continues or not. Have the conversation. If you want to sit down in front of each other and discuss things, discuss it organically. Discuss it organically. Instead of this, I got to own you, you got to own me, win, lose. Because these debates are not helping anyone. I'm sorry, it is helping someone. It is a gateway for recruitment for the right. You are chasing around their echo chamber. And what they're not showing you is that the people that are around have these flags. And they can end the conversation and shoo off the next person. So even if you're making good points, they don't want to hear you. They don't want to hear you. They just want to go, oh yeah, my favorite debater was there and they took them all out. They're 5-0. Because that's what they want. And please explain to me how you're on the Unfuck America tour, which is supposed to be liberals and leftists, and you're excited to see the elder millennial. And here's something I haven't heard anybody talk about. How did the popular conservative creators know about the sign that you all had? And you should have, and I saw the Airbnb videos. Y'all could have had a regular sign. You could have made a better sign than that by going to Walgreens or CVS or Walmart or wherever and getting some supplies. Hell, I keep better supplies to make a sign in my backpack and in my tote bags. But last time I checked, you weren't super close in proximity to where somebody was like, oh, I was driving to get coffee and I saw this sign. Grifters are going to grift. And yes, people can have changes of heart. They can mature. They can live a little bit of life, and their political stances may change. They may go through something in life, and where they stand politically can change. People can start to deconstruct from indoctrination, from racism, from white supremacy, and they can change. Let me explain something to you. None of that is overnight. Okay? None of it. And the fact that Z keeps getting younger white individuals who recently converted from the MAGA side online is very telling. They haven't converted. They figured out a new grift. Because it doesn't matter who all I educate. It doesn't matter how many times I say things and I'm factual. One thing for certain, two things for sure. I know that there are a handful of white people out there waiting to memorize my video or take some notes and remix it and put the information out. And they will gain millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers. They will be able to monetize quickly. That is the new grift. These people will continue to go where the money resides, and nothing more. They figured out by saying, oh, yeah, I'm former MAGA, and my parents might be this, and yeah, I did this, that, and the other, but I'm on the right side now. And a good tell sign that you can see that that's what's going on is look at who they address and how they address them. Listen truly to the information that they're putting out and look at their faces, because you can tell when somebody genuinely knows something and they're talking from a place of advocacy and passion, and when somebody has taken the time to memorize a few lines that they heard from somebody else. And you can always tell when somebody is softballing their friends, their allies, their business partners. And finally, let me remind you all, about a year and a half ago on TikTok, it was discovered that there was a ring of creators that were going into each other's lives and gifting each other these big gifts and to encourage other people to do it, kind of like a monkey see, monkey do type of situation. And they realized, wait a minute, we're giving all this money competing with them. Bingo boingo. There are people who will pretend to be on the right, and there are people who will pretend to be on the left when really they don't give a damn about politics. Because when you ask any of them who they voted for, 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you they didn't vote and have not in quite a while. But they're going to help each other pay the bills. Them is the breaks. But as always, thank you for joining me here on Think About It Thursdays with Conversations with Taz. I will see you all tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central for Taz all in the morning. And then again on Sunday night. And then we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming starting fresh next week. But as always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Y'all be good. And remember, go out and get into some good trouble. But don't do anything that requires bail money. Not in this economy, child. Bye, y'all.